Hey guys, so technical problems are not going to stop us, and it is day 4 of the week of healing, and I'm pretty sure we figured it out. And now I am going to bring my friend Jenna Ross on, have this awesome conversation about essential oils, and it's going to
Yay!
be hey, all right, we figured it out.
Yay!
This is great. So I think
Sorry,
what the
everyone.
problem was, I think what the problem was is, I don't know, like I have my phone like straight now, not horizontal.
Yeah.
So, hey, whatever. We'll do it. Whatever we got to do to get it done, we'll get it done. But really quick, I was just filling everybody in on what's happening here, and I am a stand for veterans to receive the help that they deserve, the care that they deserve, and we want to provide them pathways to live a happy and a healthy life, and by whatever means that is to them. And part of that is exploring some of these alternative ways to heal. And I met you not too long ago at an event in Orlando,
Yep.
and you were doing your thing with the oils, and it was my first experience with it, and I actually got lucky enough to win one of your sets. And
Yeah, you did.
yeah, and it's been awesome. And real quick, if you could just tell the people, like, who you are, like what you do, and yeah.
Sure. Um, well, first, I want to thank you for doing these videos to help support veterans. There are so many veterans right now that are out there suffering, and I know you and I were talking earlier. I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia, so we're right by the Norfolk Naval Base. We're right by Langley Air Force Base. We're literally surrounded by like 7 bases. So the
Yeah.
military life is something that I've seen and been around my whole life. My grandfather was a veteran, and and my dad was in the reserves. It's just something that we've seen so heavily, and uh, and of course with the oils, I work with so many people who have emotional trauma. Todd and I originally met working with a group that helps and educates on sex trafficking. So still trauma, just different animals, all the same symptoms, all the same hassle to your life, all the same stoppage in your life. And trauma comes in all different sizes. And one of the things that we really don't think about when we're treating trauma, specifically medical doctors, especially, a lot of counselors that I work with understand it and talk about it a great deal, is that trauma, causes so many other physical problems. Survivors of trauma and people who have experienced trauma and who are dealing with trauma have such a higher level of autoimmune disease. They have such a higher level of infection rate. They have 3 times more chance of being diabetic later on in life. It really affects your body in so many different ways because if you don't learn how to release it, your body will try to take care of it for you. Your immune system is never going to be able to help you release trauma. It's never going to be able to help you release the trauma that comes from war or even some of the training that they cause you guys to do. It's never going to be able to rectify those things, and it's hard to let go um, because as a veteran, you come back to a different world. You come back uh, to a life that is not what you've lived for an extended period of time. So the essential oils are a coping skill. They're something like your yoga and like your meditation, like your medications that help you to just aid in coping with what you're trying to do because your ultimate goal is to try to get back to life and and being able to function. So the essential oils are in essence the immune system of the plant. And so they aid you not only helping you to release some of the things with trauma and just helping you to kind of deal with your anxious feelings because anxious feelings are something that definitely come with veterans um,
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
come back here. Do you deal with some anxious feelings?
yeah. So yeah, of course I do. Anxiety. A lot of social anxiety is something that I really struggled with. And obviously, the VA or any, you know, like the medical world in general. They have a pill for anything. And
Everything.
real quick, I just want to stop and I just want to say hi to Henry. I don't know if how you doing,
Hey,
Henry?
Henry.
but
I know
yeah,
Henry.
so all right, great. Yeah, so I just wanted to acknowledge him and yeah. So back to what you were saying though, or what we were talking about. So yeah, it's like there is a pill for everything, and it just really
And
upsets me.
this doesn't and this doesn't take away from the medication. Definitely don't go off your medications. I've heard you say that a million times. Don't We're not saying these are things that you should, suspend your medications and go do yoga, or suspend your medications and do oil, suspend your medications and do meditation. That's not at all. This is something that is alongside of the therapies that you're doing, alongside of the things that you are doing. One of the things that people don't understand is healing is an action. And if you don't take any action, the healing does not occur. You have to care about you more than your doctor cares about you. You have to care about you, more than your family cares about you. You have to care about you. When you live in this body takes its cues from you. Your brain and your body are all attached. And you don't ever want to get in that place where you don't care what happens to you, because when you don't care what happens to you, your mind is telling your body not to heal certain things because it doesn't care what happens to you. So you have to take part in your healing and do it as an action. So with the oils, one of the really amazing things is that everybody's different. Shocking. Um,
Mhm.
I know that in life we like to have a one size fits all. You go to the doctor and you've had trauma from war, and this is a one size fits all. Um, some things in life are absolutely a one size fits all. There are absolutely, I'm a nutritional therapist, so there are absolutely across the board some nutrients that everybody on the planet needs to exist. There are certain foods that you should definitely eat, and you should definitely be eating a certain way, and certain things. Yes, across the board. There are different nutritional things that you take into account. But with the oils, it's really, and with your emotions, it's really not a one size fits all. Todd can go through an experience, and I can go through the exact same experience, and Todd could come out completely fine with very little residual effects, and I could come out on the other end a complete train wreck and not be able to get through.
Mhm.
So you have to understand that giving yourself grace and understanding that the healing process takes time, and that it takes a different amount of time for everybody, is really important. So with the oils work for root causes, and every oil has an emotional root cause and a physical one. So you might use Melaleuca or something for something physical that you're dealing with to help support that, immune system support or something like that. But it also has an emotional component to it. So all of the oils can be used for both. The number one thing that I really like to tell people is don't try to force the healing on yourself. Um, we have an emotional oil called Console, and it is for helping to release grief, and it doesn't have to be grief about people who have passed on. It can be grief about dealing with transition, the grieving of a former life. You know what I mean? I'm sure that you go through a lot of transition when you're coming out of the military. You do kind of grieve that life because you're kind of trying to find your place in the world. So when you're using it, sometimes the ones that you're trying to transition yourself don't smell great to you. Sometimes they smell downright awful.
Yeah.
And it's because emotionally, sometimes we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with certain things. We're totally okay physically. I mean, even in the military with your training, something physical happens, you want to get that healed, you want to get back out there and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Um,
So what I want to say really quick, Jenna, is just that, like when you go to the doctor or, especially like my experience, I can speak about mine because it's mine.
yeah, because
But
it's
like,
yours.
any time I've ever gone to the doctor, it's like there's no mention of like, hey, have you ever thought about trying essential oils? Have you ever thought about trying yoga? Like, have you ever thought about
Yeah,
trying meditation? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, no,
And I
absolutely.
know I know that these things work and they can work in conjunction with, your medication as
Yes,
well.
absolutely. And I work with a lot of doctors and hospitals, teaching them to use the oils and helping them to learn that there are other complementary modalities. And one of the things that we discuss all the time is everybody needs to understand that everybody has a specialty. Okay. So your doctor has a specialty, and your doctor's specialty is to prescribe medicine for whatever you have. His specialty is also to do surgery for whatever you have. Um, and their specialty also is diagnostics. Um, so when you want to do something outside of those things, you really need to go and look for somebody who specializes in something else. And in essence, it's not only, I always say, don't try to be your own doctor, but it's not about being your own doctor. It's about being an advocate for you living a really great full life. Um, we're not asking people to diagnose themselves. We're not asking people to prescribe medicines to themselves. We're not asking people to do anything other than to seek wisdom, because I feel like that's what you're doing is all about, and what you're presenting to other people is everybody finds their healing in a different way because everybody is different. So my healing might come from yoga and meditation. My healing might come from the oils. Somebody else's healing may come completely through medications and therapy. Some other people's will come back and go to their pastor and find healing in their faith. Everybody's path is different. So I feel like if you're still searching for what will work for you, continue to look, but be open to the possibilities because there's so many of them. There's so many other modalities, and don't ever kind of go, well, that's for other people. I hear it a lot with veterans because you guys are macho and cool, and you
Yeah,
guys did the
well,
whole ward thing.
that's
I
the
work
thing,
with
and
a lot of veterans, so I
that's the
get
thing.
it.
It's like
Sometimes I go
there's
yoga and they go,
yeah, there's
like,
like a stigma
I go
behind it,
yoga,
and
and they
and
go,
and
no.
it's like you said, it's these other ways are not like macho enough, or they're not manly enough, or whatever, and like the fact of the matter is, like, this is your life that we're talking about here. You know what I mean? So it's
Well,
kind
yeah.
you kind of got to get over that, you know?
Well, you got to ask yourself how much do you want to get better? How much do you want to heal? And if the answer is that you want to get better and you want to heal, I had a chronic illness for most of my life, and I found my healing in nutrition and with the oils and with chiropractic and with some other things that I do. And I do a lot of meditation and I do a lot of personal development. But one of the things I always tell people is when you really, really want to get better, you'll try anything. And I know that because I went through a phase where I'm telling you right now that if somebody had told me, listen, I heard that, rubbing roadkill on yourself would make you better, I would have been out with a shovel, trolling I-4, like looking for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, Michelle.
Hi,
Hey,
Michelle.
Jane. Thank you, my friend.
So, um, So with the oils being like a personal touch and everybody finding it, that is one of the things that I do. is I do appointments. And the reason that I do appointments is because it's not a one size fits all.
Right.
When Todd and I did our appointment, I said, tell me what you want to help with. Tell me what your goals are. And we went through his goals. And then I said, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. Um,
Hmm.
Being a holistic practitioner is different than being a medical practitioner because your medical practitioners a lot of times just distribute medications or, distribute referrals, and then you go in and they kind of tell you what you want. Being a holistic practitioner is different because you're partners. We're partners in this venture.
Hmm.
My job is to help you figure this out. Um, and that's one of the things that I love about the holistic modalities is that we're all in this together. It's not my job to like tell you what to do and you just listen. My job is to listen to you and to
Right.
hear what your goals are. And
Right.
I'll tell you, this is what I think we should do. And you do it. Say you do it and it doesn't work out. And you're like, I don't think this is right for me. I don't think this is good. This is making me feel a certain way or whatever. Then my job is to go, okay, well, we need to change it a little bit. Let's alter it a little bit.
Hmm.
Because, because honestly, you're the most important person in the therapy.
Right.
Um, if you're the one trying to get better, then you are the one that needs to be heard the most.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense for sure. And that's something that like another friend of mine that I had on earlier in the week, she talked about
Hmm.
like you're saying, like, you need to be able to be your own advocate, when you're dealing
Yeah.
with your health care. Like, you need to be educated, and you need to be able to go into that doctor's office and, be able to have a real conversation and ask questions, because like you said, you kind of have to care a little bit more than your doctor cares, more than anybody cares, because it's about you and it's about your healing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
one thing that I really noticed about the oils, Jenna, is I got really sick. I was telling you about this on the
Hmm.
phone the other day, and
Yeah.
my friends like gave me like a intense like oil session. You know what I mean? And like they were
Yeah.
putting it on my
Shots.
neck and like, yeah, basically like my my feet, my tempo, my like everything, and it was like immediate. You know,
Hmm.
it was like an immediate like just calm, and like I just felt good, and
Hmm.
that's why when I talked, I was like, wow, like I got to have you on here and and talk about like the power that like these oils really do have, because it works.
So it has a lot of power, and I think that people feel like if they buy into the oils, they have to like I'm an all in kind of person. Like that's my personality. I'm all in. Like once I decide to do something, I'm like I'm so in. Like you're like, yeah, you should do it this way. Yeah, I'm gonna do it that way. So for me, when I first started learning about the oils, I experimented a ton and I was like, yeah, put them in the diffuser. Yeah, rub them all over myself, Yeah, take them internally. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm all in. But for other people who are a little more hesitant, sometimes that's not their thing. So you kind of have to go at your own pace. So don't try to force yourself to do something that you're not comfortable with. If you just want to get some oils and start diffusing, like that's a good start. Totally non-invasive, not trying to rub them on yourself, being afraid of them. You're not, drinking them in shots or anything. Like, um, you know, but it's a good start. And I will tell you this, the oils, even in the diffuser, breathing them in, just like you were talking about, you instantly felt calm. You instantly felt better. So
Mhm.
breathing them in gets them into your bloodstream, just like if you were doing them topically, just like if you were doing them internally. So it gets them in your bloodstream, and it actually creates chemical changes in the body. It actually creates chemical changes in your blood flow. It creates chemical changes in your brain, and it also creates chemical changes or just brainwave changes in your brain. It literally works
Wow.
instantly because it's like a signal to your brain to do something, whatever it is
Right.
that you're trying to accomplish with that particular oil. So
Wow.
that's why it does work really instantly. which is what you want, especially if you have stomach issues or something that you do that you want to fix quickly. You don't want to hang out all day with stomach issues.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure.
so but with anxiety and like your anxious feelings and your mood issues and stuff, you want that stuff to be instant. You want it to change instantly because you don't want to deal with the stress.
Hmm. These guys,
I'm
these
looking
guys are
at the
funny here.
comments. Todd,
Yeah,
you are going to need those oils to get through the cold New
exactly.
York weather.
And that's funny, James, but I just want to let everybody know that I thought about that and I ordered a set from Jenna and sent it to New York just for
He
that
did.
reason, right?
He did. Yes. And so his oils are hanging out in New York right there with him because it's cold there and Todd's getting soft and he's becoming a Floridian, so he can't deal with that cold anymore.
What? It's crazy. We had like a cold front. Do you remember Jenna in Florida? Like I think it was last week or so, and it was
We
like in
did.
the 50s or whatever, and like that was cold to me, you know?
Yeah.
But
It was
now I'm up
terrible.
here.
I was in my sweatpants and my sweatshirt and shivering.
Yeah, yeah, it's the real deal. I mean, but then you get up here and it's like it gets you like it's in your bones cold, you
Yeah.
know? And so
But for
you
healing,
so
you can't force the oils on yourself. Don't try to force them on yourself. Like I said, if you're dealing with a situation and you're trying an oil that you believe is right and it smells awful to you, like I said, sometimes they'll smell awful to you when you're trying to deal with an emotional situation. But so don't try to force it on yourself. That's when it's really good that you can put the oils on the bottom of your feet, away
yeah,
from your nose, put them on the bottom of your feet, put some socks on so it hides that away. And it still, like I said, creates that chemical change in your body so that you can deal with it and release it. You can't force healing. Uh,
right.
I'm sure that if Todd thought that he could force healing, it would have happened like the day he came home. Uh, the
Yeah.
day you came back from the military, you were like, yes, by sheer will, I'm going to be amazing. And none of that is going to affect me. And I'm going to be great. You can't force it on yourself.
Yeah. It's a process for sure. It's a process for sure. And you got to experiment. And like you got to try different things. And like you said, I mean, everybody's going to heal differently. Like what works for me, it's not going to be the same exact thing as you. But I just want to provide all these different options, that people can try. And we started the week
Absolutely.
out, and I think you watched a couple of the lives, and like we got into some
Yeah, I did.
yoga, meditation, Reiki, energy stuff. We're talking about oils tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk with the clinical coordinator of a program for veterans, and she's going to get into like the clinical side of it with therapy, and even talk about how the medicine, you know,
Yes.
I guess how to control it. You know what I mean, and take it properly so you
Yes.
can give yourself a path to get off it.
Yes, absolutely. It's a patch. It's not supposed to be forever. It's a patch, just to help you to cope, until the healing begins.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you, James. I,
Yes.
I it is all about really great people working together because like I said, you have to find somebody who specializes in what you want to try. And that's why I'm saying like with you showing people, now people may have never known about Reiki and now they know to go get, now they know to go find a Reiki professional to help them.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know an oil professional, please reach out to me. You can find me on Todd's page. You can find my Facebook on here. Reach out to me because this is about finding somebody who understands that you need the help and that is willing to work with you to help. Um, because you need to find a professional that speaks to you and that you trust and that just like when you're looking for medical professionals, like you want to trust your Reiki professional, you want to trust your chiropractor, you want to trust the person that you're being guided in meditation. You don't want to be guided in meditation by somebody you don't trust, you don't know where they're leading you. So
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
it is about finding people you trust and surrounding yourself with good people. Because one of the things that I've found with veterans is you guys tend to isolate when you get home. And isolation is not your friend. It is the enemy. You tend to isolate yourself and then have the feeling that nobody cares. And I find that with many people who have social anxiety and just anxiety overall in general, and also many types of like depression or low mood, don't isolate yourself. Surround yourself with people who care about you and allow them to give them permission to care. That's my biggest advice is give other people permission to care because sometimes when we tend to isolate ourselves, we tell ourselves the story that nobody cares, and then we isolate ourselves so that we can believe that. And we even get angry when people do care. So give other
Mm.
people permission to care and surround yourself with people who want to help you find your way to healing because we don't do it alone. Nobody does it alone. Nobody. Todd did not find his healing alone. When I was healing from my chronic illness, I did not find it alone. I happened upon some amazing people who connected me to other amazing people who really helped me. And you have to like you said, give yourself permission to care about yourself and give other people permission to care.
Wow, that was great for sure. And I couldn't have said it better. And yeah, that's the biggest thing is just getting into communication, right? Like all you have to do is, if something doesn't feel right or if, something's off, like just reach out. Like it's nowadays, like there's no reason that you shouldn't in today's day and
Right.
age. Like it's never anything further than picking up the phone. Hey, I don't feel like whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like the outlets are all there and we just have to put it together and we're designed to operate in community. Like we're not designed to operate alone. Nothing good
Yep.
happens when, you're just alone sitting there in your thoughts thinking, and
Absolutely.
yeah, we make it to
It
be,
takes a
much,
village.
yeah, it takes a village for sure. And Chris, make sure you do get a hold of me. Chris is also a veteran and she's
Hi, Chris.
awesome. I think that she could really benefit from the oils too. So hopefully that's a conversation that we can have.
I wish I wish we had smell-o-vision, but we could barely get the live to work, but we don't have
I know.
smell-o-vision.
I know. So
So,
hey, real quick, I have this one
sure.
with me. This is kumquat, right? And I
Oh,
want to make sure I've been doing this right. So this is for like mood, right?
yes. Yes, yes.
So
So what are
where
you
would I
doing with it?
apply this?
Tell me.
Where would I apply this oil here?
Okay. Okay, great. So you can put it in your diffuser, or
Okay.
you can put it on the bottom of your feet to help it get into your bloodstream. But one of
Okay.
the things that I like to do is, and I actually had this near me so I could show it to you. Like one of the ways that I use the oils so that I can keep it with me all the time is I have a diffuser necklace.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I put the oils in that little thing. Now I know all of you big, strong veterans are like, that looks super girly. And Todd cannot pull this off, just so you know. I tried. He can't pull it off. So so I was gonna show you guys, and I know, do you know what this is?
I don't know what it is. No.
Okay, for some of you awesome, amazing not tires, this is called a monkey fist. Okay. So my husband actually makes diffuser necklaces for dudes.
Nice.
Okay. Because you guys deserve to have really supportive oils on you all the time and not have to look girly if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to, that's your thing, that's cool too. But but so there are some really good ways to still put the oils on yourself. So you can use them on a diffuser necklace and just wear it around your neck and you can smell it all day. One of the other things I like to do is put it on my wrists. Like I'll just put a little dab on my wrists so that I can smell it. But one of the ways that I keep it around me all the time, I usually put it on my neck, like right where you would think that you would put cologne or perfume. So if it's for mood, you just dab it right there. You have the little bottle, which is awesome for like putting in diffusers and stuff. But I wanted to show you, like, they also have some of them, especially the emotions oils, in roller balls. So the good thing about the roller balls is, and this is my peppermint, and I actually have it open so that I can smell it in the room too. But one of the great things that peppermint is good for is for your like anxiety and like your anxious feelings that happen. So, peppermint is amazing for increasing your oxygen. So if you have that tendency to like hyperventilate or feel lightheaded or feel nauseous or anything when you're starting to feel that those, that welling up in you, I like it comes on me really quickly. Like sometimes I don't see it and it like blindsides me, like when I'm in the car driving and all of a sudden I see that there's traffic or I know I have to go somewhere and it's like a lot of people and I like got to get somewhere and I'm late and you start to freak out. So so you just use the roller, and then when I'm in the car, I'll leave it open and I just grab it really quick and put it on. And then sometimes I'll put it even like right over the end of my nose so that I know that I'm getting a lot of it to kind of help me calm quickly. And it just kind of tapers down, helps to slow your heart rate really quickly, and you feel like you can breathe. You physically cannot hyperventilate when you're inhaling the peppermint. So if you have a tendency to hyperventilate, it stops it really quick and it'll startle you, but you'll get it really quick.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. So what happened with me, like when we were trying to get the Facebook Live going and like it just kept not working and like the Mercury was really like shitting on us. I was getting frustrated, So like I had to take a second and I took the oils and I just the smell of it,
Yeah.
like it can just
Yeah,
bring
just
you back.
yep, just put a drop in your hand sometimes and rub your palms together and kind of tent it over your mouth and nose and inhale it. Sometimes just taking that second and to me that's one of my little self-care routines that I feel like everybody should do is they say sometimes when you're mad or whatever you stop and you count to 5 or you count to 10 or whatever. Well, literally that's like your self-care, like focusing on you for 5 seconds or focusing on you for 10 seconds. And I feel like that's one of the things that's great about the oils is if I need to stop really quickly at a stoplight and focus on me for 3 seconds, it's something that makes a difference for the rest of the trip. You know? Henry
Yeah.
says you can rub oils on the vents of your car AC. And
Is
that
that
is
true?
true. Yes, it is true. And a lot of people have like little diffusers in their car. Some people have the little diffusers that you can fit in your car vents where it'll like blow the oils at you.
Oh,
So that's a
okay.
really cool way to do it, especially if you have driving anxiety, which is
Yeah.
one of mine with all the traffic here and then the construction.
Yeah, the traffic is pretty insane in Orlando for sure. And
And
that
you drive
construction's
back and
been
forth.
it's insane. So, like, what is like a good place to start? Like, if you're a super like beginner, you know nothing about essential oils, like what's like a good place to just start, you know?
A good place to start is to know that you are getting good quality oils. I know that some people want to jump and get started, and they're like, you know what? I heard about the oils. I'm going to go to the health food store and grab some. Um, so normally, what most people don't realize is the oils that are in your health food store are regulated as perfumes by the FDA. Everything's regulated as fragrance that you can just buy out. And a lot of times you'll see them on like Groupon or, Amazon or something like that. And they'll be like, I can get a set of 12 for like 17 bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you're truly getting what you're paying for in that because with the essential oils being regulated as fragrances, the FDA does not really care what they put in the bottle. So everything on the outside of the bottle is marketing, even if it says 100%, even if it says pure, even if it says natural, even if it says therapeutic grade. Nobody regulates that stuff on essential oils because they're regulated as fragrance. So the oils that we use and the oils that you just got are doTERRA essential oils. doTERRA has their own patented process to make sure that you have amazing oil quality. So that when you buy a bottle of peppermint, your peppermint doesn't just smell like peppermint. It doesn't, you don't just know it's peppermint, like it actually creates an effect in your body. They also want to go for consistency. When I open one bottle, I want my next bottle to work just like this bottle did. Just like with your medications, when you go to the doctor, your doctor prescribes that because he knows it's going to work now and it's going to work the same tomorrow and it's going to work the same the next prescription. Um, so the good thing with the oils is you don't become immune to them. You're not gonna have to taper up the way you do with medicine. You're not gonna get to a point where you're like, I'm totally immune to peppermint. I'm taking it like 17 times a day. Like you don't have to do that. The oils are completely natural, and the body understands the chemistry of them because they're just plants. So it works really well with your body. Your body accepts it really quickly, which is exactly why it worked so quickly when you were trying to create your experience and why you were feeling like crap. It worked really quickly.
Mhm.
But you want to make sure that you're getting good quality oils. And I will tell you that your quality oils are going to cost you more than your ones that you buy at the health food store because you're
Right.
paying for an effect. And that just goes for anybody. No matter what you buy, you're going to pay more for something that's good. You can go to the Dollar Tree and buy candles, but if you like Yankee candles, you know they're going to cost you a little bit more than your Dollar Tree candles.
Right.
So it's going to be the same with the oils. I always tell people to start with the basics. If you're not familiar with the oils, start with the basics. And you want to make sure that you find somebody to help you. Please do not go out and buy oils on Amazon or in the health food store. Go on Pinterest and try to learn this yourself.
So,
This is
or a
a
coach,
lifestyle.
right?
Huh?
AKA, or a coach, like AKA somebody like you, right?
Yeah, find somebody that's going to be available to really answer your questions, really teach you about the oils, really find out what it is that you are trying to accomplish. Because a lot of people come to me and they go, okay, well, I saw online and I know that lavender is really good to calm you, or that lavender helps you sleep. I hear that all the time. Sorry, somebody tried to video chat me. Um, that
It's
was
all good. I
crazy.
was like, oh no, I was like, we lost her again.
Oh, somebody tried to video chat me.
Yeah.
Um, so I, so what you're trying when you're trying to do it, you want somebody that's really going to sit down with you and teach you and talk to you about what you want to learn. Because when people come in and say, "Yeah, I heard lavender's great for sleep, so I need to buy lavender," and I go, "Okay, well, what are you trying to accomplish?" Well, I don't sleep well. Well, okay, well, I need to know more information than that. Why do you not sleep well? Like, what time are you trying to go to bed? What are you eating before you go to sleep? I ask you all these questions so that I know, because the reason that you don't sleep well could be a million different things. It doesn't have to be, anxiety related. It could be hormone related. It could be immune system related. It could be digestive system related. So I ask you more questions because the oils work for root causes. So you're going to want to support the system that is causing the problem. So what I'm saying is don't try to go it on your own and say, okay, well, I'm going to buy a bottle of lavender. I heard it's great for sleep. I heard that you use it on the bottom of your feet and in the diffuser, and I put some on my pillow, but it didn't do anything for me. And now I don't believe the oils work. I used it for 2 nights, nothing happened, so I don't believe the oils work. It's not, like I said, it's not a one size fits all with that. You want to make sure you're using the right tool for the right job, and you also want to make sure that you're using it the right way to accomplish what you want, and that you're supporting the right thing in your body and in your mind to make this outcome happen. So I feel like it's easier to have somebody. Michelle's on here, like uh, Michelle. Michelle gets oils from me, and I help her with oils. And
Right.
Michelle, if she runs into a question, she texts me. She goes real quick. All
Mm-hmm.
right. She goes real quick.
Michelle.
What do I do about this? This is happening. How can I fix this? Or how can I add to it? And I either, if I'll text her right back and she goes, "Yep, first." I text her right back and I say, "Okay, give this a try." Or I call her and I say, "Okay, so what did you try? Tell me what happened." You know what I mean? And then I go, "Okay, well, let's try this time, and I'll call you tomorrow and see what happened." You know what I mean? So you want somebody that's willing to walk this path with you. And And you want somebody that's willing to walk the path with you and to understand what you're trying to accomplish because sometimes we go rogue and we go, all right, well, hi, Dave. Hi.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes Dave was the one that was trying to video chat me.
Okay. Good. I was gonna say you got some fans on here, Jenna. These are like all your people that are on here watching right
That's
now.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Everybody meet Todd. Todd's amazing, and he's got
Yeah.
some amazing things going on to help veterans. You guys support him. Um, so I definitely get seeing a life change. You would never like Google how to meditate and then sit in your room and try to do it. Like it would be awkward. Um, I mean, I think it would be awkward. I would never try to Google yoga and then try to do it.
Yeah, you want to learn from somebody that knows what they're talking about. You want to learn
Yeah.
from a professional.
Yeah, and you want to learn why you're doing it. I find that a lot of people go, well, I bought some from the health food store and I got some recipes on Pinterest and then I tried to do it and stuff like this and it didn't really work out the way the person on Pinterest said it did or whatever. Well, it's hard to translate sometimes in a Facebook post everything that you need to do to create a feeling of well-being. I mean, you posted that you were talking to all of us this week, but
Yeah.
you weren't like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you every little thing that it takes to, to do Reiki. Here, do it on
Yeah.
your own." You can't
Yeah.
do that in a Facebook post or on a Pinterest post.
Yeah.
So you need somebody to walk with you and help you.
For sure. And that's why I wanted to bring in, the experts, you know, in these fields so you guys can talk about, your expertise and you can pass your knowledge along and, hopefully, inspire some people to, you know, to try out these, holistic ways of healing. Because in my heart, I know for a fact and I believe that they work, but it's not enough just to hear it from me, you know?
Yeah.
So it means a
Yeah.
lot that you were willing to do this for sure. And,
Yeah.
we've talked before, in private and like, like Jenna cares about veterans, like
Yeah.
she truly cares about the well-being of veterans and she's worked with veterans. And um, I forgot you were telling me a story the other day about a veteran that spoke at a doTERRA event, I think.
Yes, yeah, we had our keynote speaker this year at our convention, was a veteran and lost both his legs in combat. And he was talking about how he does yoga uh, he has prosthesis, but he takes them off and he does them with his little no legs, and he was amazed at the freedom he found doing that. And he was talking about how the oils really help him in transition because he still does. Um, Life happens, and you're never going to completely get rid of all your emotions. It's never going to happen. Um,
Right.
and I think that some people think that once you're healed, that's it. You've let go of it and you're done with it and you'll never feel that emotion again. And he was saying that sometimes he'll be somewhere and it'll sneak up on him. Like all of a sudden he'll feel claustrophobic. Like he'll be with people that he cares about, and you know what I mean? That, he's just out to dinner. And and so all of the sudden he's feeling claustrophobic and not feeling well. So he does exactly what you just said. He pulls out his little bottle and he, puts it on himself a little bit, sniffs it a little bit, and he says a lot of times people will be like, that smells good. What is that? And he said, and then I pass it around, then everybody's using it. So I'm not weird, So
Yeah.
it, it's,
Yeah.
it's about including people in what you're doing and telling them, I'm doing this for a specific purpose. It's not just because I'm trying to pick up the ladies and want to smell good. This is
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. Well, part of it
That's
is,
what we're gonna get
when
you,
something
Todd. We're
works.
gonna get you some oil to pick up the ladies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's I anyway, um so yeah, though, but that's the thing, it's like you wanna enroll people in, what you have, and when something works and when, you get results from something like, you want to share that with people, and that's like the whole purpose of me doing everything that I do, is because I want to share with others, the feelings I had of being liberated from, this sickness that I was in,
Yeah.
and there's like there's like something that happens, when when you share, and you share
Yeah.
authentically with people, and it's just amazing. And it's like you had approached me about possibly doing a community event,
Yeah.
and unfortunately my phone it's got like 3%. It was at like 85 when we started, but this
We had
phone
some technical
sucks.
difficulties.
Exactly. So really quick, what is like the one thing that the one thing that people can do if they're feeling overwhelmed, if they're feeling like they can't go on, like what's one thing that you recommend people can do right now?
Right now with the oils,
Yeah.
I absolutely reach out quickly to somebody if you're feeling super overwhelmed. And if you are wanting to try some oils so that you can have some stuff on you right away, reach out to me and I will send you some samples because the best thing to do is to have them with you and to carry them with you and to use them immediately. Like I said, if you're trying to create an effect immediately, grab the oil, put it on your hands, inhale, take a minute, inhale it. Um, but in order to be able to do it immediately, you got to have them on you. So definitely reach out and find out what would be the best oil for you because it's going to be different for everybody, and for what you're trying to create. So my door is open. Todd's door is open. And if you guys need resources, we're
For
absolutely
sure.
here. Absolutely. Thank you
Heck
guys
yeah.
for hanging out with us, even though it took us forever to get this together. We're sorry.
Yeah, hey, we made it happen though. It was great. Like, thank you so much, Jenna Ross. She's awesome. A lot of
Thank you for
value
having
here. I hope that you can
me.
rewatch it if you didn't get to catch it. And yeah, we'll do this again sometime, Jenna, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I look forward to it. And we're going to do a community event. It's going to happen.
I got you. Let's do it.
All right. Have a beautiful Christmas, everybody.
Yes. All right. Bye, Jenna.
Bye.
God bless, guys. Thank you.